I am Mandie Rose, and I am a North Carolina American Republic citizen. The North Carolina American Republic is the reestablishment of the de jure state of North Carolina, which was established under the Constitution of 1776.
How do the goals of the NCAR relate to current events?
I get that a lot, and the only thing that I have to say about that really is that it relates to just about everything. Once you realize the liberties that you have and the rights that you have, it pervades your entire lifestyle. You start acting more like a patriot. You do things that you're at liberty to do. And as far as current events, it also, especially when you're watching the news, it helps separate all of the nonsense. So a question I also get a lot is, well, what does that mean? And I thought, I had constitutional rights as well. And the issue is, as a 14th Amendment U.S. citizen, you have one right and one right only, and that is the right to reside within the borders of the United States. After the 14th Amendment, when you became a nationalized citizen, you don't have any more rights. You gave up all rights but that one. And so when you take back states' rights, and not just in North Carolina, but in all of the other states as well, you regain your true title as a citizen, and when you're a citizen, then you have the control and the government is your servant. The Reconstruction Acts of 1867 actually overthrew the governments that were put in place by the United States Constitution. And so when you become a 14th Amendment nationalized citizen, which is what you are when you're born at this point, unless you know otherwise, then you give up all of those rights associated with being a state citizen.
How did you come to participate in NCAR, and why?
Well, I have these great friends that decided to help me out and say, hey, why don't you come to this meeting? And at the time, we were meeting together in a little group in King as Carolina Liberty, and then I was introduced to John Ainsworth through that group, and attended one of John's seminars and said, wait a minute, that's exactly what's wrong, there's something wrong, and attended another one just to make sure what I heard was true. And after that, decided to find out more about it, and the more that I researched and the more information that I had, thanks to John's 19 years of research, then the more information I had, and I was able to make a truly informed decision. The NCAR is not something that you become a member of. It's not a group that you belong to. It's actually the de jure state, which means the one that's legally put in place, the one that has the body politic, that actually knows what they're talking about and follows the Constitution as it was set forth. And so when you become a citizen, you have to stand up for your liberties, you have to stand up for your rights. And for everybody, that's a little different. Some people start their fight by standing up for their rights in the motor vehicle area. Some people start with taxes. Some people start in various areas. So it just depends on what you're comfortable with, and go from there. Back in October, I was charged with not wearing my seatbelt twice. And although I fought that before in Forsyth County, that case was dismissed back last year, about March. And so now I'm in Wilkes County because I was test driving a vehicle for school, and I actually broke up the traffic stop, and the trooper was not very happy with me. So she continued to write me tickets until I pretended to put on my seatbelt and drove away and took it off.
You need to put that seatbelt on, because if you don't, I'm going to write you another one.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, write me another one. Okay, I'm not putting it on.
Okay. Well, when you pull back on this road, I'm going to write you another seatbelt ticket.
Okay. I got all day.
Okay, I do too.
Okay. So the reason that I'm here today is because this is actually my second appearance, and as such, I had to appear before a judge today, and the DA was actually surprisingly almost prepared. She had read a little bit of my memorandum of law that I submitted and the challenge of jurisdiction, and while she didn't get any of the gist of it, she still was able to point out a few things that I was able to rebut. And so while I was still technically convicted, I did file appeals. I didn't participate in the actual motion as a citizen because jurisdiction had not been proven. And then I appealed at the very end. Jurisdiction is their legal authority to have control over a certain area. And so when I'm challenging jurisdiction, I'm saying that they don't have any authority that's lawful or legal over me or over the soil of North Carolina in this case. And as a citizen, and knowing that the Reconstruction Acts completely removed the lawful government, then I have no qualms with coming up and saying, you don't deserve to be here. You're only here because you've been here for so long that you're the one holding the power right now, but that you're not lawful, and I won't put up with it. For the people that think that I'm skirting the law, and the ADA was one of those people that thought that I was trying to skirt the law and that the law doesn't apply to me, that's actually quite the opposite of what's true. When I am trying to fight these ridiculous court cases, it's because I'm fighting for constitutional law. And the judge said that we have case law and we have common law and we have all these different kinds of laws, and there are laws on statutes and everything else. And the point is, if the laws that are on the books are not constitutional, if they don't all go back and match up with the Constitution that we had in 1776, then they're null and void anyway.
Why would you fight this? I mean, seatbelts are good things to have, right?
That is based on opinion. There are statistics out there that show that you're just as safe driving without a seatbelt as if they do, but that's what I'm not here to fight that. What I'm actually here to fight is whether or not I should be at liberty in my own private vehicle on the roads that are public property to be able to choose to wear that or not. And if I choose not to, then I should not be harassed by my public servants who are supposed to be there to do my will. For them to stop me, I shouldn't allow that. The entire purpose of today was to get to the state to answer whether or not it was lawful. And since they can't really do that and can't prove jurisdiction, I come in with a challenge of jurisdiction first and a memorandum of law, which is about 50 pages, and show my proof and my evidence that they have no jurisdiction and they're not a lawful government, and it's their place to rebut that. And since they usually can't, they find some technicality to proceed, which is what they did today. And I appealed the decision and didn't participate in the proceedings. And once they continued, then I was able to appeal the decision, and now I have a judge on record as more or less saying that the Reconstruction Acts were constitutional, so I have something to take to Superior Court. The reason that I keep trying for this is because I want my posterity to be able to live in a free country, and one that's truly free and at liberty, and not one that's just free by name and is actually despotic. So the reason that I keep fighting this fight is because it takes more than just me, and it's going to take more than just the NCAR, and I want to be able to spread the word and say, hey, prove you're lawful, and when you can, I'll be the best citizen possible. But until you can, I'm going to enjoy the liberties and freedoms that my forefathers granted to me. The best way to find out more information is to visit the website, ncrepublic.org. There you have 3 different things that you can do to start out. One is learn how your state was stolen, so that you know the facts. 2 is declare your state citizenship, because without state citizenship declaration, nobody knows who you are. And the 3rd is to participate in lawful government. And there's a lot of different ways that people can do that. First is to support people that are going to court for this cause. Another is to contribute monetarily, or to come to our meetings every month. Come out and support anybody that you know and tell your friends about it.